Gentlemen.
Ahora no te escuchamos a ti.
Ahora te muteaste. Te muteaste. No. Ahora. No.
No, papi, no se escucha. Acuérdate de activar el NVIDIA Broadcast y ponerlo en la configuración aquí.
Well, speak to me, gentlemen. Please say some honeyed words unto my ears. No sound at all. Testing. Testing. Oh, these headphones. Testing, testing. How about now? Can't seem to hear you, fellas. But you do hear me. Fantastic. Just so you know, I am currently going out in studio mode. We shall be working on technical issues. Here's hoping we get to fucking play today. But if we don't, you know who to blame. That would be me. That would be me. Let me see here. Please be so kind, speak to me. Still nada, huh? Let's see. Aha, now I have you guys. For some reason, my webcam always tries to take over sound. God knows why, but merely reopening the sound options has done it. Se hace la que no me conoce. Oh, who are you? Who could you be, Mr. Arepa Master? Oh, we are currently streaming. It's just that what you're seeing is only the stream starting live scene. Currently fixing the audio issues. You are not seeing anything on the chat? Odd. I just got a Repa Master's message, but that one might be a little old. I am very happy that you are here, my gentlemen. Let's see who we are waiting for. I believe today we shall do it quite casually instead of suffering about it. Therefore, I now transition us into live. Gentlemen, you are being seen on screen, beautiful as you are. How does that feel? It is a pleasure to see you all. I am Kronan Moon, Architect of Destiny, Sorcerer and Wizard, and your host. Today we're supposed to play a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. But of course, if we cannot make quorum, then this shall just be a day for introductions. And that is plenty good in my personal opinion. These two right in front of us are my good personal friends, Ghostmaker, the strongest goth in all of South America, and our friend and battle brother, Murakan. Is that the name that you've chosen to go by? Saint Phoenix? Yes. And I'm the wizard. We are currently awaiting our other two companions, who in this very first live session of ORO, the role-playing game, should play another two of the characters in this adventure. Whilst we're here, my men, I will hide thee only for the purposes of recording. And let us hope Streamlabs doesn't crash out again. Gentlemen, oh, right, it is studio mode. Let's get back into regular mode. Ladies and gentlemen, this is meant to be episode 1 of ORO, the role-playing game expansion. Primarily written with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in mind, ORO is meant to be a systems-agnostic role-playing game expansion that focuses on the themes of power, magic, and the cost of a human life. Tonight's adventure takes us into the realm of the planet with that same name, ORO. Its one continent, Eurasia, and the sections in which it is subdivided. Our adventure takes place on the 1st of December, actually, by now the 2nd of December, 6889. On the westernmost tip of the world, there was a land which once had inhabitants, but nobody remembers their names. There are giant trees and their corpses littering the land, and yet death is not what is. There is a pyramid made out of black obsidian, which flies across the skies, a silent temple to the dead gods. And in the mornings it settles down by the coast, next to an abandoned town, from which, in a pool of blood, grows a tree with white bark and red leaves a handspan in size. Those who have visited can swear that they hear the sounds of a happy village when the wind messes with its boughs, and yet there is nobody there. At least, there wasn't anybody to speak of, until the dead started coming back to life. For you see, ORO is a very particular world. At the very last end of the probability scale, it is not impossible, merely very, very unlikely. A world so unlikely that gold itself is magic. A world so out of place that lost souls in the cycle of rebirth are caught in its gravitational field for one last chance at the turning of the wheel. And so every month, when the blood and the moon, when my mother turns full, deep mists roll across the land, and the recently dead from other worlds find their ways to our water. This is the story of a group of such people, travelers from the mist, who awoke, confused and directionless upon foreign beaches, and the world that they found there. I am Kronan Moonraven, and this is ORO. With that, I shall return our gentlemen to us. I hope you don't feel too unbalanced being on that right side of the screen. I am very happy to see you here. Gentlemen, I will not start play without our compatriots, but why don't you go ahead and take this moment to tell the world a little bit about your characters. Who do you play in this place? Who are you? Whichever one of you decides to go first. Seems we're not getting audio from you properly, Mr. Zuruk. You can't hear anything? That is curious. Is there no audio going out to the stream? Testing, testing. Oh, can only hear me. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see. That is certainly strange. You should be coming out as well. Yes, go ahead. Attempt reconnecting. We shall figure this out, folks, but thank you for your patience. It has not been easy. A lot of technical issues even to get here. Let's see. I hear you. Gentlemen on stream, can you hear our friend? Let's see what happens if I remove some of the background music. It's always the way with these things. We have Master Zuruk back. I hear you both. I hear you both. Please, whoever on stream, be so kind. Help us while we figure this out. Hello, hello. Make a continuous noise, my friend. Technically, you guys should be going out as well. Let's see here. Global settings. It's always something, isn't it? Tis always something. Let me see if I can give it a quick Goog. Windows audio ducking. Says currently disable. We do not have an IT guy. We barely even have a guy. Which, I mean, do I count as a guy or do I count as a fail to exist? It's hard to say. I definitely feel less game mastery without my scary music in the background, but we'll figure this out, ladies and gentlemen. Just you see. Just you see. It's got to be an issue with the mixer. Monitor and output. How about this? Talk now, brother?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Monitor and output. Let's see if that'll do. Now we hear him.
That's it. We're on.
Curious.
Big Mike scared the shit out of the bench that was struggling.
I figured it out. Thanks to the great power of Google Summer. Google Summer barely fails us. Now let me just make a quick adjustment on one of these here cameras. Okay, we've got collab cam Amadeus for Amadeus. Beautiful Master Mike over at Sully camera. Let me just make the adjustment for Monsieur Murakan, who is currently out of place. There we go. That should be everybody at the right place.
Hello.
And space. Oh, my brothers, my brothers, my brothers.
Like we
En
will
el momento
spot,
más
my friend.
random del mundo, el único que se ve soy yo. En el
Here
momento más
we are.
del día.
Here we are. And that should be
All right.
everybody with their audio properly in place. Let me just make a quick last check of that. Monitor and output, monitor and output, monitor and output. Yes, everybody is in place. I am going to lower your volumes very slightly as I am getting some clipping. But it seems that we are flying. We may actually
But
be there. How
your
about
own
now?
volume is very, very low, my brother.
My own volume being very, very low. That is so hard to believe.
Estamos en Twitch.
Not a problem. I can give myself a
Estoy
little
en
bit of
Twitch.
extra gain. You're on Twitch. Excellent.
Hello, mom.
Excellent.
Hola.
Testing, testing.
Saludos a mi mamá y a mi papá, a mi familia.
Oh, hello to everyone who's come here to see us. We may finally, against all expectations, be able to play some D&D today. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't
Indeed.
that be great? Testing again against my own audio. I believe I come out fairly okay.
No, still sounds the same. Kind of like echoey.
Sigue sonando
Not
bajito.
echoey. It's like low.
That is very strange.
You sound like if the mic was very, very far away from. No, like big mic, but the microphone.
You know, I mean,
The small mic.
The mic is far away, but.
I mean, that is odd.
Oh,
Not technically
where did he
using...
go? That's too far away, Mike.
Too far, brother. Shit. Really? How can I be coming in this low? That is a little strange. Is this any
I
better?
think you're not using that microphone you're using on your hand. You're
Mhm.
using some other microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the gods. Hang on. Should be only picking this one up. I've turned the others off. But just to be certain.
Make sure it's not your camera again.
3.5, 3.5,
Yeah.
3.5. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me now to find that my rogue camera has tried to destroy everything again. Oh lord, oh lord.
Dear chat, please apologize us while we try to figure out what the hell is going on. Sound is
No
always an
apologies.
issue around here.
No apologies whatsoever. Even in our mess, we are delightful. Let none stand against us.
Mientras tanto. Oh, hay un feedback.
We're back on chat microphone.
There
Should
you
be-
go, my brother. But now there's a feedback.
No problem. We'll figure that one out. Testing, testing.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Test, test. Still
Hear
feedback?
myself. Yeah.
Are you using earphones or
I've got a pair of headphones, but those are coming out to a different place. Allow me then to...
It's only the Amadeus that uses it.
No, it's all of
Because
us.
I think we're coming from the. El sonido está saliendo por algún lado y está entrando por tu micrófono en feedback.
What did you do?
What the
I
hell was
didn't.
that?
Was it this?
Yeah. I'm just eating fruit, brother. What the fuck?
By the gods! What the hell was that? Whew.
I don't know. Go do it again.
Testing, testing.
I'm just
Test.
eating big ass.
Eating big ass?
What?
Anon.
Big ass? Hello, hello?
Anon.
So,
No.
let's see. Test, test. How about now? Did that take care of the feedback?
Hello. Nope.
Hello, hello. I love you when you tell me you're. Yeah, that's good now. No, I'm lying.
Like it's probably streaming the audio twice. Porque con Mike no sucede. ¿Aló? ¿Aló?
Ahora
Ya
contigo
se
tampoco.
resolvió.
Eh,
Ya se
No se
resolvió.
resolvió. No se resolvió. O sea, le cogió repitiendo lo que dice Allen, otra cosa.
Sí, pero ahora no escucha a Line.
Hey,
Y
hey,
se
hey, hey, who's that?
divertirán.
You do not know that
Now
name.
we
That
hear
person
you.
does not
Okay.
exist.
Now we hear you.
Not while
okay.
we're here. All right, that's wonderful.
My apologies.
Wonderful. So we have, in fact, fixed it. And my personal audio, hearing it fine?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we found where the loop was.
Yeah, you sound a lot better now.
Now we're gaming, boys.
And now we've got Monsieur Michael San. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I will tell you this, gentlemen. I didn't think that we were going to play today. I thought we were going to play next week. But I am happy that we played today. Nevertheless, some maps and other resources which I would have made a little bit faster are unfortunately not going to be available. That doesn't mean to say that we do not have anything available to us. We will do a recap of what happened last week, just before we go on to our new content. Just pulling up my wonderful mega documents over here.
Gracias.
I would like to thank you all for being here tonight, for making space in your busy adult lives to show up here to play with us, and in particular with my boy, who is currently attempting to go out the door. Just going to open it for him.
Damn. Yo aquí comiendo fruta y a Mike le traen ese mamarro plato de comida. Siento una envidia y no de la buena.
Chuleta, bro. Con arroz.
My boys, my friends, it is fucking good to see you. So I guess I'll start from the beginning. Welcome, one and all, to the first live play of ORO, a D&D expansion. This will already be in the recording, so I won't repeat all of my words. ORO is an expansion, a setting for the role-playing tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons. Nevertheless, the rules for ORO are meant to be system agnostic. The principal rule is this: gold is magic itself, and anyone may turn it into magical energy, be it as spell slots or other advantages, at will. Characters in ORO are either locals to the planet which bears that same name, or they are mist people, dead in their own reality and brought here by the mists and deposited in the water around the shores. Every one of the characters currently playing arrived in this world in that same manner, but something is amiss. For you see, normally, those who arrive in the waters of my world come from anywhere and everywhere else in the multiverse. We are the last stop, so to speak. All four of these heroes come from the same world. For some reason, the mist is calling back to the inhabitants of Onus. Just before, we were talking about one of our adventurers, Zurok Prisonborn, half-orc fighter, whose father was a terrible, terrible man. He met one of our other characters during his travels and decapitated him. What surprise, then, when Murakan awoke on these shores, to find his decapitator handing him the rotting arm of a tattooed man and saying, "Eat this, you will understand." Murakan, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Who is your character?
Well, Murakan is a dragonborn, blood scared Dragonborn, exiled from his tribe for some kind of difference in opinions. I still think he wasn't in the wrong. Maybe he did things a little bit off
He said, she said.
of the chart.
He said, she said was his
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
And then you took up a rough life trying to make ends meet. Sometimes as a caravan guard, sometimes as a highway robber. From where you look at it, potato, potato. Same shit, different asshole. And it was on one of those journeys.
That's another day in my life.
It was on one of those journeys that you met the half-orc, and he cut your head off. That must have been
Occupational
a
hazards.
occupational hazards indeed.
By the way, shout out to Arepa Master. La novela empezó.
Shout out, Arepa Master. Thank you kindly. And that is how it goes. Among our other characters, we also meet Sullivan, also known as Old Sullivan, the mule, shaven dwarf with beautiful long hair. His surname given to him by his now ex-wife, current, it's complicated. She died 100 years before him. She died without him noticing, as he was busy still building the house for all of his descendants. Sullivan's Hill eventually became one of the major trading outposts in all of Coniston. Around there is where you had your life finished last time, old Dragonborn, if I remember correctly. It started out as just a simple settlement built by a retired warrior. And it grew vast, and it grew large. But old Sully the Mule didn't notice, so busy was he still building it. Until one day he stepped outside, and looking at what his hands had wrought, thought to himself, oh fuck, I forgot to live in it. And promptly died of a heart attack. Sully came to this world, well, maybe more so peacefully than his compatriots. For you see, dwarves don't swim. They don't swim very well. But if you're dense, it doesn't matter all that much. He was fished out by, well, his ex-wife on a submarine, who had apparently married his grandson. Shit got weird really quick, and then a giant shrimp attacked. I would let the man tell you the story better on his own. But now that we're here on the first episode, and we meet all four of our characters, I am going to reveal something to you as we move on to start.
Wait, you haven't introduced
I
them
know,
at all.
right? I know, right? It's almost as if I am very clever and about to be playing with your expectations.
How very cheeky.
When we last left our heroes, they had gone to battle, forming a party, and after assessing the situation in which they found themselves, new world, new life, new dangers to behold, there was a timer running. For you see, this wasn't their first night here. Our heroes had died already in a firestorm caused by the approach of a giant, a certain war god known to the locals as Blood Jaguar. His very presence made the jungle around them and the settlement explode, the magical sap whipping up a firestorm. When they awoke next, they found themselves back in time at the start of the week in which they'd arrived, but some things were different. Some beings that should have been there were not. And some beings that were not there had appeared. Among them, a kraken, a god of the outer dark, which you fuckers let into my world. But not about that right now. So you formed a party and decided, we will go stop the ritual that gave birth to that monster which attacked us on the last cycle. An enormous snake of black smoke and its two handlers, which had threatened to kill them all during a peaceful night. And when they arrived, they found something strange. For some of them, this was a familiar picture, but for others, for Amadeus, the old arch-wizard, he looks very different than he did when he came here. Amadeus was the first to die, you see. Another heart attack. Only he did not die. He did not stay dead, the way the others would and then come back. He was thrown into a pit of blood and rebirthed into one of the superhumans that call themselves the Mois, the men of corn, of the Empress, and of blood. He came to this world very, very tall, 5'2". He was a short king. I will have no attacks on Mr. Amadeus's height. But after the rebirth process, he now stands at a, respectable 6'7", near 7 feet of height, and with a new body coursing with the power of blood magic. It is now there, as you all four stand in front of this dark ritual, that Sully gets to roll a insight check, or an intelligence check, whichever one you so prefer, sir. Your DC is 12. Beating it by more than 5 may result in better information. Please, go ahead.
13.
13? Just had some clipping there, but I'll turn you down. There we go. 13 is sufficient. You see in front of you some crazy fucking magic. There is an enormous fat pigeon man yelling to the high heavens like, "Who do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?" He is currently on the inside of 3 concentric magical circles, around which some 20 or so people in white linen robes are chanting while their eyes begin to go purple. You're not thinking about your enemies. You're just looking at your companions. And something weird happens. A memory crosses your distant recollection, Sully. You're not sure why, you're not sure how, but you know that you have seen the man now called Amadeus doing exactly what he is doing now. A Arcana check, if you will, Amadeus, to figure out what the fuck is going on in front of you.
Wait, he already knows that.
Yes, but he hadn't seen the magic from this side. So, let me describe the scene. All 4 of you come together abreast, and not too stealthily, into the ravine formed by the giant roots of the stump, which seems like a mountain from here. At both of your sides, perfect sinuous walls of wood rise, and in the middle there is a clearing, at which, as before mentioned, there is a gaggle of some 30-odd regular normal humans, wearing the clothes of the helot, the servant class in this part of the world. They are busy chanting and giving off their energy to a magical ritual around this pigeon person. And of course, the 2 snakes, the enemies that you have fought before 2 times, whose names you don't know, but who, seemingly, are not part of the ritual. So, let me be very clear. After this scene, a battle will happen. How the battle is joined depends on your choices now. So, everybody gets 1 action apart from this history check, after which we will roll initiative. What was your result?
23.
23.
No, 22.
Okay, so here's what is happening in front of you. The first spell, the innermost circle, is just a regular-ass circle of ceiling. Whomever that fat pigeon man is, they got his number. He's not leaving this circle in 1,000 years. The second circle is the one that you think is strange, because it is very much
an attempt at a time spell. You don't recognize the runes, you don't recognize the language, but you know what it is when you see concentric runes in a logarithmic regression pattern, which ends up in a fractal. Like, you know, these fuckers are playing with time. The outside rune, the third, is the one that scares you, because you have very scarcely seen magic like this. It is very much something in between the realms of necromancy and blood magic. These people are unwillingly feeding all of their life energy into that third circle, and what's going to happen is once they filled up that bucket, their minds are going to be erased. All of their conscience is going to be used to roll back time on some characteristic of that person inside. So, best as you can tell, it's a make me a fetus spell, which you know a thing or two about botching an immortality spell, but this just seems like 7 bad ideas stacked on top of one another. It's probably vulnerable.
All right.
So, gentlemen, I'm gonna be serious here. One action, do not spend too long deliberating, or else your enemies will take the advantage. What do you do?
Okay, so gonna try to roll an intimidate check.
Very well.
Do I see any water?
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of water around this area. The trees are tall, and there isn't a river close enough.
So since I have remind me of this, my intimidation is trained. So do I roll with advantage?
Depends. I'm not certain of the mechanic of intimidation just on the off.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll plus the
Let us say,
modifier, which is +3.
I'll say roll it with advantage, but said advantage will be cancelled by the resistances of some of the people present. Not everybody will succumb to the same effect.
Okay. So I got an 18 total on the highest.
On the highest. Very well. Let me take you down to my box of doom, that you may see the results of what's about to happen. There are 3 rolls to be made here to resist. 1 for the group of helots, and 2, each individual, for their masters, the snake warriors. First, white one, is for the helots. They must beat your 18. That is a 5. Not sure if it can be seen, but with the lighting. It is a 5. No matter what the diverse bonuses are, they are screwed. What was your lower number on that dice, my friend? 13, you said? Oh my. So that one is a 20, and the other one is a 12.
Alejandro.
That is a 20 and a
I'm
12.
muting myself. Okay.
So, here's what happens. Please describe how you intimidate these people, and I will ascribe the results.
All right. So I grab my sword, put it on my shoulder, and say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start by stopping this fight before it starts again."
Oh dear.
Oh, I give him thaumaturgy just to make it look better.
Oh dear. So, out of the people present, allow me to be very clear. The helots do not stop their chanting, but you see several of them slow down and begin to sweat. It seems as though they're being animated. The other 2 people in front of you, the snake warriors, reborn like Amadeus, react differently. The man, whose name you ignore, is covered in clouds, almost as if this was one of those anime prudence effects. He does wear clothes underneath, but you see that the clouds become thin as he takes a couple of steps back. There is something glowing underneath one of the clouds. You think it might be his magical focus. His face goes pale. Oh no. Honey, what are we going to do? I need to keep focus on this. The other warrior A tall woman with red hair, with a massive snake coiled around her arm, takes one look at Zurok and says, "I don't like you. My snake says you killed her." The snake is looking at you head on.
Can I reply or not?
You may reply, but her eyes are going
I
wild.
look at the snake. I look directly at the snake in the eye. And with my most honest conveyance, I say, "I'm sorry. I wish I hadn't had to do it. I didn't like to do it."
You're going to have to roll a charisma check, or I'm afraid she's not going to believe you. For those who have not faced these two before, both Sully and I think Amadeus didn't fight against them, you get a strange feeling that that snake on her arm is more than just a pet and more than just an animal. It seems to recognize...
Can I roll something to see all the faces and reactions of the people around?
Yes, you may try to do a perception check in order to get physical details, or you may try to roll insight if you wish to understand something with your intuition.
Insight is dexterity.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Okay, I will
20.
just
Do I?
22.
start
Can
to
I-
charging my breath, just in case. I'm not firing my breath.
Okay.
Can I roll my
Yes,
charisma?
go
now?
for it.
Sure.
It's a 12.
I'm afraid that is not going to make it. What were you trying to do, Sully? You rolled a 20 on insight to understand the people around you.
22. Yeah.
Okay. So, a few things are going to happen in succession, after which we're going to have to roll initiative. Sully, you notice that this situation is going down fast. You don't know your companion still well enough, but you see the Dragonborn begin to charge his breath. You see that the wizard is already ensconced in his understanding of the magical matters in front of you. And what you see in front of you is, no matter their bodies, two young people, no matter their age, they're young people who have been caught by their parents. You know that look, of shame, like, oh shit, they caught us. But it's shame and not immediate anger. You find that strange. What you don't find strange is how they both start to panic as, in sequence, the snake around the woman's arm tightens it. The man takes 2-3 steps back, and the woman sneers. And movement. Please, everybody roll for initiative, because we are now in combat. This will be done on a narrative level. Everybody starts at the same scene. But I am going to let you know what your opponents are trying to do. All 30 helots are currently engrossed in the ritual. The snake woman is going to try to fight while the man with clouds escapes. So, in order, allow me to collect my book. So that'll be Sully with a 10.
Natural 20 plus 2.
Holy shit. Zurok with a 22. How much for a wizard and dragon?
16 plus 2, 18.
Damn.
It's a plus dexterity,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So that's a 20. 16 plus 4.
Holy cow. And now, just going to roll that with advantage for the lady. Oh dear, where did my d20 go? No! I have him here. Oh dear. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Gentlemen, this, I'm sad to say that she rolled a 20 with a plus 4. That puts her first at a 24. And finally, the gentleman with the clouds has got a 15. With a +2, that puts him at 17, which means the first person to attack is going to be the snake woman. The snake woman is going to run over directly into your group, and she is going to attack Zurok. Full out attack, that means she is going to attack twice with advantage.
Can we make a little pause here?
Absolutely.
Chat, if you have any questions, please make them now before we actually start combat.
Once combat starts, things can get a little hectic. So, Michael-san, oh my god, you're so cute. Thank you. Let me just set us up with a bit of battle music.
Because I know that what we are telling you doesn't make much sense now. So feel free to ask some questions. Maybe even during the fight, just if we're in the battle, we're not going to answer it immediately. But don't... You're free to ask. You're free to say stuff. That is why you have a chat.
Very much so. We are here for everybody. And also, I am best when improvising. I love answering a sudden question. That being said, you are about to be attacked by a woman with a snake on her arm. She's taller than you, she's hotter than everybody that you've ever seen, and there's a look of hate upon her face that you dearly wish had never been directed in your presence. She is going to attack you 3 times, brother. That is going to be her 2 attacks, plus the assistance from the snake. She, instead of rolling those attacks with advantage, is simply going to do 3 attacks. Please, tell me what your AC is.
20.
Whoa! So that's 2 hits. 2 hits. You may choose to make them both physical or to divide 1 regular hit and 1 hit with poison damage.
I'm immune to poison, so I'm just going to reduce that.
In other words, you are attacked once with a Chris Naga sword, and the second one, a giant snake latches onto your arm and you have a sense of deja vu. As from the first attack, you take 11 points of slashing damage, and from the other one, you will only take 4 points of piercing damage from the fangs, and you will avoid a 1d8 of poison damage. How about that? You've avoided an additional 6 points of damage, brother.
So I got what, like 15 points of damage?
15 points of damage across stats, across purely physical stats. As the woman comes up to you and in one of those movements that draw the eye away, you think she's about to draw back, and then the snake on her arm gives her extra push, and it moves faster than you're able to follow with your eye. But she is now in front of you, saying, I feel like I've been here before. What is happening? With that, we move on to your turn, Zurok. You're next on the order. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm going to do... Let me know if this takes up both of my actions. So let's say the snake is here.
Yes.
So I want to grab and on the same pull, swing with the sword from the other side.
Well, I do not believe that this confers any particular advantages, but I would allow you to do the attack at a disadvantage if you wanted to keep hold of the snake afterwards. You will be considered grappled. How about that?
Let's do that.
Roll for it, brother.
So
You're trying to hit an AC of 18.
Someone's asking, how are you guys keeping track of stats? It makes it easier to follow if we could occasionally see those. We're going to have to work on that later, on how to also transmit the stats of each character, but
Allow-
we'll get to that probably in the
Allow me
future.
to be quite frank, Phantasma. We do keep our stats in something that is called a character sheet. Role-playing games generally have your characters put their stuff in an organized fashion. That is how you know which rules you have and what applies to you and doesn't. But we've only just been able to stumble here today. We are doing everything here as amateurly as we can do, for I am out of a job and broke.
All right.
And everything that you see here has been put together by us. We will get better every week. That is
Okay.
a promise.
So you said that I roll with disadvantage.
That's correct.
Okay.
But you will consider grappled for the next scene, which means you won't be able to leave. What is that?
If you can see.
Among the mists, we see dice results. My silver eye tells me
Hang on.
the image clarifies.
Let me just.
Let's take a good look
I don't know.
from up close. Shows that result, brother.
A second.
That's a beautiful ceiling you got there. What are those?
So those are.
Is that a 20?
So it's 2 14s. I rolled the same fucking number on both dice.
2 14s on the same dice. What's your bonus on that?
So that's a +7
Ooh.
on the
You
attack.
hit. You definitely hit. As you swing your sword and tighten your grip, you see the fear come across the superhuman warrior's eyes, reflected in her pets. Or is it? Roll damage.
Yeah. It's a 9 plus 4. It's a 13.
13 points of healthy slashing damage. Do you have any more actions that you can make?
I hold the snake, but I don't hold like a tight grip.
So you're just keeping it tight. You're connected to her. Because remember, these are two beings, but the
Exactly.
snake is coiled so tightly around her that might as well be a piece of clothing. It wriggles in your hand, uncomfortable. With that, any other actions left to you?
I can attack again.
You may try. Go for it.
Again with disadvantage.
This
since
time
I am
it's-
grappled on one
This
arm.
time it will be flat.
Okay. Is she still like on melee range?
She is still very much in melee range. You're both half
Okay,
grappled.
I'm gonna try.
This isn't really mechanics. This is more.
I'm gonna try like a Spartan King.
While still holding on to her snake?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh boy.
Phew.
Okay.
Here
I'll
we
call
go.
it a melee roll. That is going to be... For you, it's a melee roll, but for her, it's a contested grapple. So you're going to roll to attack using your proficiency bonus and strength, but no weapon bonuses. Whereas I will roll
And what about a
strength
badass?
down here. Go for it. What's my number to beat?
Whoop. It's a 16 plus 7.
Holy cow. Not sure that either of them will be able to do this.
21.
But they've got to try. That is an 8. You manage to do the Spartan kick, and you end up holding the snake. The lady warrior is thrown 3 steps back. Ah! No! Don't you dare hurt him. Don't you... She pulls out a second...
I won't. Please stop.
Oh, shit. I'm afraid that finishes your turn. I will now split her initiative over here. And with that, we move on to Amadeus. Amadeus, the woman in front of you is as tall as you are, which already strange. Like, you're getting used to this shit. You were naked only a few moments ago. Now you have new clothes that a ghost gave you. It's been a long day, man. It's only just starting. But for reals, she's looking at
I just want
she's looking at your half-orc body like she's gonna fucking murder him. You have other problems. The caster is trying to flee.
Well,
There's a crazy ritual still ongoing. What you gonna do?
so I look at the man running. I say, "Where are you running, gilipollas?" And I cast Maximilian's Earthing Gas, and I use meta magic to cast it twice, once on him and once on her.
Oh dear.
Biatch.
Oh dear. All right. So please, please read me the text on Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
You choose an occupy 5 square space on the ground that you can see within range. A medium hand made from compacted soul raises and then unreaches for one creature you can see within 5 feet of it. The target must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage and is restrained for the spell duration.
Oh shit.
As an action, you can use the hand to crush the restrained target who must make a strength saving throw. It takes 2d6 additional bludgeoning damage on a failed
Holy.
save, or as much damage on a successful one.
Holy cow, the power of a higher level wizard. Terrifying. So, here's what's going to happen. She has to make a roll, which she fails. We will adjudicate all of that damage in a moment. For the wizardly gentleman, you see something that you've never placed before. As your magic leaves, your senses follow it. You've been doing this a long time. You can follow the trail of your own spell in the air. The moment it reaches to where it should interact with him, with his ambient magic, so to speak, you hear a sound like a bell going gong, which I would have prepared correctly, except I didn't because I am something of a special little gentleman. Right, that's not the sound. Let us carry on. You hear a sound like a wind chime being struck and a device at his hip, looking a little bit like a rhombus. Let's go of a spark of gold. It's a shower of gold as one of its 6 sides suddenly blows apart and you see a sigil appear in the air and he just keeps running. Something has happened. Your spell got counterspelled, but only in one direction. Now please, roll me the damage on Our Lady Snake, who, to make things a little bit more personal, I will now reveal that her name is Honey.
Okay. So what if I don't want to cause damage, but just restrain it?
So I would allow you to take the minimal amount of damage on each part of the roll, but that is going to take some away from it. So I would re-roll on her strength check.
Okay. Okay, then she'll get the full damage then.
Full damage it is.
Oh, please don't kill her.
So 4.
4 points of damage. Is that both rolls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
With a flash, there is a ringing sound. A spell is cancelled towards one side, and on the other, a hand made out of rocky stone comes out of the ground, carrying with it loose subsoil and bugs and vines, and clamps itself around the knee of the snake woman. She is stuck in place, and you hear the grinding sound of bones being crushed together. You see her hyperventilate very briefly. Her legs begin to glow red. Do you have any other actions left?
No, sir.
With that,
Just holding the spell.
we are...
Oh, I'm telling her, can you stop now?
She doesn't even listen. It's all happening too fast. Murakhan,
Okay.
number 18, now it's on you. What are you going to do?
Kill the running bitch. Not kill him.
How far is how far are the wizard on the ritual from where I'm standing?
Well, he's yet to take his actual movement action. We're still currently doing this narrative style. So you could spend your movement and your equivalent to a bonus action to get there. Call it using your full movement. Call it dash action. You know? All of your movement spent in reaching him into melee range. You may do that.
Yeah, but I'm not referring to the running one. I'm referring to the guys in the magic circle.
Oh,
He's talking about the helots.
well, the outer circle of helots would now be about some 10 meters away from you. Also a walkable distance within a round. You just see a
10
bunch of
meters.
people looking crazy with their eyes beginning to glow purple. Oh, and let's not forget the pigeon man in the middle going, "You have to save me! Don't you know how important I am? I am the most important pigeon in all of Tanky! No one, what are you doing, you motherfuckers? How dare you touch me? Hey, mama, how dare you? Oh no, actually, you're a scaly thing. Save me anyways."
You know what? I'm going to fire my breath to the magic circle guys.
Oh dear, alright. Alright. So that's just dex to save.
I don't know.
And it's a bunch of damage.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the best thing to do. And honestly, I could care less. That fucking pigeon man that right there already pissed me off. So I'm going to melt everyone in that circle.
So that's the energy we're going with. I didn't ask how big the room is. I said I cast Fireball, huh? Well, I'm gonna let you know something. Of the helots in there, I can reasonably see you hitting about a quarter of them, depending on the area. They are not even going to try to dodge. Their dex fails are failed immediately, because as your breath reaches them, you notice they are not in control of their actions. Please roll the damage and tell me how much it is, and I will tell you your kill tally. The Black Dragonborn steps up to the plate, walks past the battle going on with the Snake Woman, and takes aim before doing a Godzilla. Yes, I know what a Godzilla is. I've been watching movies from your world.
Here we go. That's 10 acid damage.
Oh, none of these guys have more than 8 HP. You describe to me what happens as 7 people are melted down to their bones.
Well, you already watched the Terminator movie?
Yeah, I've watched Terminator.
Imagine that guy's falling down on the lava, but it's just acid.
Dear God.
And I guess something makes some bubbles because he's melting.
Oh
around.
God.
But it's a nice thing to see.
So a moment ago, there were 30 people chanting around the circle. 2 seconds later, there is 23 people because the other ones were turned into slurry. Their bones didn't quite get the message before their flesh melted and bubbled down into tar at their feet. So you actually see a number of skeletons caught in position, moving, animating magically until they plop down into the soup of bones. The others are still continuing on the ritual, but their pace becomes more frantic.
After that, I scream to the pigeon man.
You yell at him?
Because I yell at him, and I'm really pissed off by that pigeon man. If you don't want to be part of that soap,
He's
if you don't want to be part of that soap, shut the fuck up.
okay. But you gotta stop him. I'm too beautiful to die here. Last, but not least,
No anymore, my friend.
Sully. I believe
Hello.
that is your turn because the wizard with the clouds has been very, very slow.
I would like to know some things. How does the environment looks? We are on sand.
So you are currently on loose ground in between 2 walls. The walls are not actually built walls, they are the roots of an enormous tree. you actually see the wizard is fleeing deeper into the canyon formed by these roots. Around you, the ground is just soft turf, maybe some dead leaves here and there, not much growing. The big tree has probably absorbed most of the nutrients on the ground, so it's just clear ground. In front of your
What
group
about the pigeon?
is the flat plain around which are the now 20-something helots chanting and attempting to finish their darkened ritual.
What about the pigeon? Is he floating like?
He is in the center
air
of the
or-
circle inside of the concentric circles of magic, so he's not reachable. He's separated by a force field, but he is on the ground.
So I can't reach.
I
him.
mean, you could try to break through the magical barrier. That would be tough.
Okay, I can do it.
Oh, shit. All right. So are you going to try
I
to
will
charge and
try.
muscle your way through and interrupt the whole ritual?
Yep.
Holy cow. I'm going to let you know something. That's not easy. How are you going to do it? Are you going to just try to punch through, or are you going to catch the magic and push?
Yeah, like a football player.
Like a football player, huh? Well, I'll tell you this. You shouldn't be able to do this, but you are the mule. Something to your determination is magical in this place. So, I'll say,
I can try.
Hang on. Mike, your camera is frozen.
Oh, okay.
I'll say you can attempt to crush through the barrier by doing first a attack check to hit it with your shovel, Sasha. After which, if you succeed, you will need to do either a strength or endurance check. Or constitution check, my bad. So, please attack. And then push.
Wait, give me a second because my camera just freezed.
Technical issues.
Sorry.
Those the technical issues are sorted. Allow me to find. Oh no, my puppy. My puppy is sleepy. He's sleepy. We're going to have a very tiny, very quick puppy break. Where is my puppy? Where is my puppy dog?
Yeah, ahora sí.
Technical issues resolved. We're back.
So you told me to first attack, then
First attack, and if you succeed, difficulty being a 10, you will need to do a strength check. And I'll tell you something, I can't reveal what the actual difficulty of the strength check is going to be.
okay. First attack. 4.
Oh, God. Sully, you don't know what the fuck you're saying, but whenever something fucky is going on, you do what you did in the army. You grab your shovel, and you attack that shit. So you go up and try to do a batting strike on the line of chanting helots on the other side of the organ soup made by the Dragonborn. And you go, you actually hit one of them in the ass. It doesn't hit them in the ass. It stops half a second, like half an inch short. There's a magical barrier that's been erected here. You didn't see it last time when they got attacked by the acid, but it stands to reason, acid schmacid. However, you just bounce off of something. But nothing so hard you don't think you could break it again. Tell me, are you going to use any other actions during your turn?
I can try again.
You can try again if you spend your... I'm not sure if you have 2 attacks per level, but you can spend your action surge, which will give you another attack to do, and also recover some HP if I'm not mistaken, but you're currently at full. What do you do? You spend your action surge, you hit it once, you heard the magic ring, you're not satisfied. Roll again, this time with advantage.
Strength? Or-
First roll to attack. You have to hit a 10.
Okay. 9.
Is that is that with attack
that the
bonus and
total?
everything?
No. Just the dice.
Oh dear. Well, with your attack bonus, you do hit it, but I will let you know something. Have you guys ever seen a chainsaw? You know how the teeth go around really fast around it? Don't you think it would be really fun to take a ride, to like become really small and take a ride on one of those? Well,
No.
at your size, you find out exactly what it feels like to tap into a circulating magical time current with a shovel. As you guys see that Sully first starts to move around the circle. Like the moment you hit impact, it's as if you are one tooth in the chainsaw and you come around the other side and you will hit Murakhan. I need Murakhan to do a dexterity saving throw to avoid being hit by an electrified dwarf. Sully, you have taken...
So this motherfucker basically did a Looney Tunes move.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not over. A lot of things happen simultaneously here. So, Murakhan, please.
I have proficiency in dexterity, so I can roll twice for taking charge.
Go for it. Try to do limbo. DC 15.
15.
Yep.
ACDC.
ACDC. Okay, this sucks. I make 2 4s in 2 dice. So that's a total of 8.
All right, so you are being hit with improvised weaponry dwarf with a bonus of +4 from the magical current. So you have just been hit for 7 healthy points of dwarf damage to the face as you are thrown out of position and knocked back. Sully, you take 7 points of healthy Murakhan damage to the dick. Unfortunate. But here's what happens. On your cognition, you know that you are currently being electrically zapped. All right? That is what's holding you on to your shovel. But you also know that electricity goes through and has to be grounded somewhere. So here's the choice that's in front of you. Do you want to keep holding on to the shovel and take on all the electrical damage and maybe interrupt the ritual? Or do you want to let go and go off flying, and I'll roll a 1d4 to see where you fly off to?
I want to try and somehow keep pushing, even I'm being thrown away
Yeah.
because of the movement. But with my strength, I try to keep pushing. Even
Okay, so I'll put it to you
can
this
try.
way. It is a DC 15 with advantage to just hold on. It is a DC 20 to push. And if you're able to push, that will give you some benefits.
Kamikaze dwarf, that is the right term. Yes, thank you very much.
Hell
We
yeah,
need
let's
that.
go.
Zapping kamikaze
Pinball
dwarf.
dwarf.
Yeah.
Fucking old dwarf with no sense of self-preservation. That's what we're dealing
Very
with.
much so, for as your ex-wife did tell you,
That's
Sully,
actually
your
Sullivan.
one problem is you never stop giving. Go for it, mate. What are you going to do? You're going to attack? DC 20.
yeah. What does this 20 mean?
So that's the
I have to
difficulty
You have to
check.
hit 20.
So I said, if you want to just hold on, that is going to be 15. If you want to attack, that is going to be difficulty 20. But I said also, shit. You know what? I'm not sure if this is good game design, but it is good fun design. If you want to attack, you can do it with advantage. They don't call you the mule for nothing. So either roll twice and hope you hit 20, or roll once and hit a 15.
Okay, I rolled twice.
Yeah. I fucking love this garment.
19.
So 19 on the dice?
No, 17 en el dice. 17, sorry.
17 on the dice.
On the first one.
On the first one. Okay,
Should I-
roll again. With advantage, you get to roll twice and keep the highest dice.
16. Oh,
Okay, and with the strength
That's,
bonus, do you
18.
do you hit the 20 or do you only hit?
19.
You know what? That's not. I mean, it's a failure, but it's what I call a failure forward. So here's what happens. You are going to take additional damage, but you have managed the objective. In a moment of supreme stubbornness, you kick the goddamn electricity leaving your feet and somehow find purchase. Somehow. I don't know if it's all the iron and stuff that's gotten stuck inside of your foot soles while you were fighting for the Legion, so now you have like some magnetism thing. You kick the air and somehow plow forward. And everybody is suddenly bathed in viscera as the outward part of the dwarf spinning on top of a circle of magical electricity drives deep and completely cuts all of the helots in half. You are then launched away and hit a tree. There is a magical explosion. Sparks fill the air. This spell is completely stopped. The man that was inside is on the ground screaming, "Ah!" There are torsos and legs scattered all over the place. And you take 1d10 smashing damage against the tree, but you did it. You stopped the ritual. So let me just roll.
At least I didn't lose a leg again.
And that is a 1 from a party that I cannot say. And with that, where's my book? We are back up.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, make note of that. We need to schedule this with Emmanuel. We need a kamikaze dwarf emote.
Hell yeah, brother. We need to get that one
Yeah,
made.
yeah, we need
You
that.
earned it, brother.
Pinball
We
kamikaze
got
dwarf.
commission.
You, sir, are a good addition to this party. That takes us back to the top of the initiative. Oh no, actually, it takes us.
Who knew we
so
were
this
gonna
is
get a
Where is
Japanese?
it?
so at the very bottom of the initiative
We're missing
is
the anime guy, right?
the priest. The sorcerer with the clouds. He is going to make a sound which I cannot replicate here, but just assume it sounds like a bird giving birth through a synthesizer. To which his mate, the woman currently fighting Suruk, responds with a strange sound as well. He is now going to attempt to flee. He is going to cast a couple of fun things with meta magic. And Amadeus, do you have a reaction left? Do you have counterspell by any chance?
No, I'm fully. I'm all of my spells are for. And I don't have any.
Without any way to react, you notice that the caster, for that is what he must be, does two things in quick succession. And it seems like he's running very, very slowly, but because you're your senses, you catch it. He's not, what you're seeing is an after image. He has turned into the mist around you. He might be gone, he might be in the air, he might be hiding, but something about that guy's power allows him to poof like a cloud. He's there and he was not there. And as he disappears, we come back to the top of the initiative. Now, this is going to be a short combat, evidently, and here's a secret between you guys and I. Mike Merrill's designer of D&D has, said, yeah, you're supposed to last X, Y, and Z rounds, but most combats are done in 2 rounds. Which might be what happens here, as the snake woman does something. She is going to use her bonus action to speak in Elvish. Mi amor, Nagisa, ¿qué está pasando? Vale. ¿Por qué te cae tan mal el orco aquel? Any of you
I
among
understand
here
that, right?
speak Elvish? Well,
I believe
Yeah,
I
I
do.
do.
the snake around your arm, Zuruk, well, for lack of a better term, speaks. Though you cannot make it out. It all sounds very hissy.
I don't speak. Yeah, I don't speak Elvish, no.
Me neither.
And Amadeus, you hear this woman speaking Elvish. It is not your local dialect. Calling all Elven languages Elvish is kind of a slur, but like you understand this. It's like, yeah, it's like Imperial. You kind of get it. She's talking to the snake as if it was a kid, and the snake, in turn responds, but you don't get what that one is saying.
Okay.
Now, she looks at you, Suruk, and says, I don't know who you are. I don't know why you came here or what you want with my baby. You have no idea what you've stepped into. You should have allowed us to finish that. By the way, did you kill the Tyrannosaur?
Can I walk up to her?
Did you kill the battle beast? Where did it go?
I start walking. I start walking up to her. Okay. So, we know that you were going to attack the village, turning him into a giant black snake.
Oh, is that what you think we turned him
The
into?
dinosaur, that's what it looked like. The dinosaur, the first time we killed him. Now he's safe with the dwarves. Your snake, I killed last time, and I would like not to do it again.
Okay.
So please, your ritual has ended. All of your helots are turned into jelly of various flavors.
Chunky salsa, says the pigeon man from the ground.
Oh, you fucking parrot, shut the fuck up!
So let's just stop this. Call your husband back. I know he's your husband. And let's just talk this out.
Okay.
I'll hold on to the snake. She'll be safe.
So you have to do a charisma check here, but you're going to do it with advantage because you've said the right things. So, can't tell you what the difficulty is. You guys gotta hit it. You may even re-roll a third time, if absolutely required, by giving the help action from one of you guys. But, I cannot tell you what the difficulty is. So.
Great. I have something to add, if I may. I'm next in the
Okay.
Next in the order.
thingy. So if they know magic, and the guy turned into a mist, am I right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, I start preparing in my hands while he's talking, saying you should listen to him while I'm preparing the spell, and they should know it and hold it. Create destroy water while aiming it at the mist the man turned into.
Oh, shit. Now, let's not be too hasty. Let's not be too hasty. You can still roll with advantage, but I have to tell you, like, the difficulty has gone up. At least for a peaceful resolution.
Okay. I get the highest one is an 11. Can someone help me so I can roll a third?
Yo, man, I have no charisma.
I'm concentrating or having a spell ready to shoot it.
So let me explain what's happening here mechanically. Okay. First, Suruk has just failed a by the good way charisma check. He can get help from Murakhan because you were there during the last battle. You may attempt another charisma check, but because of Amadeus's actions, the DC for a by the good way charisma check is now higher. Should you fail that, I will allow Amadeus to roll an intimidation check with advantage because, as a matter of fact, you have pulled the one type of magic that he has a reason to be scared of. You wouldn't kill him right away, but I can let you know now you hit upon a weakness. So, if she can't be convinced by the goods, you may have to crush with the hand. So, do that third roll, please.
Okay.
So do I get like an extra? So who's rolling, me or Murakhan?
Whichever one of you wants to. But whichever one of you rolls will also have to talk and rescue the situation.
Do you have high charisma? Than
Nope.
0?
That's the problem. 0.
Things become 10.
Well,
I have the higher charisma, and I'm busy.
I think this is it, guys. I want to.
Sorry, the volume on that is super crazy high. Apologies.
I want to use animal handling with this to talk to try to convince the cub instead of the mother.
Very well.
I'm allowed to do that.
Go for it.
So this is a 19 in the dice plus 4
My man.
plus 3. That is animal handling for me. That's 22.
Okay. With that, the Dragonborn turns around and says, are you saying that you're speaking to her snake or to the woman?
Yeah. To the snake.
You turn to the snake.
Because I can use animal handling to her.
And you do something, which is you put your arm out to where Zorok is holding the boa and stretch it in such a way that you know it would be a comfortable branch. Zorok lets go, and the snake moves on to your arm, gives you a smell with its tongue. You can tell from its eyes, now that they're up close, that this thing it's not just an animal, it's intelligent. It's not quite yet a human being, but can't be that far off. Kind of like a familiar. As it settles around your shoulders, comfortably, you look at the woman, and next to her, the mist around you begins to become slightly denser. And next to her, as if dropping from a short ledge, becomes apparent that which was transparent, her husband, the man with longer blue hair and with the clouds covering his robes. He is wearing clothes underneath. It's just, if he was in an anime bathhouse scene, he wouldn't need it. They're both clearly reborn, of the same size as your companion Amadeus. He looks at you and says, well, if you're allowing us to talk after what you've seen, maybe this isn't all a lost cause. I am Rain Dancer. This is Honey.
Hi, honey.
I know. We fought before.
Yes,
You attacked our village.
it's barely a village. There wasn't even supposed to be anyone there.
Hello.
We weren't.
The thing is, that shit happens. And we don't want it to happen again.
Something.
Now, what
May
I
or
would
help
like
us to
to
keep
know-
suffering because of
So
it. Okay?
they look. The couple looks at each other in the eyes, and then they speak something in that very hissy version of Elvish to the snake that you kind of gather to be, well, what's going on here? How do you know these people? And the head of the snake moves around a little bit. It settles in front of Zurok. And it then looks to its mother. You could swear that it's communicating again. And they say, you went into the pyramid.
Yes.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Nagisa. When did
I
you
don't
do
care.
that? They are communicating with each other. We died? You died. Everybody died. They take a moment and regroup. The woman extends her arm to you, Murakhan, almost as if to say, will you let me have my child back?
I grab her hand instead of just
Okay, I stop
getting
him.
close.
I stop him for a moment and say, before we give her back to you, there's something that I need to know. And I kneel before them, not in a reverent way, but more like an interrogation kind of way.
Which is
Why?
Why?
It's weird because
Who
they are
sent
way
you?
taller than you.
Who sent you? Why? What are your orders? You're not here on your own.
Our orders?
There's too much planning behind us.
Our orders?
I know that there is a snake skin or human skin script scroll in your tent.
Yes.
Who sent you? Why do you want to see the settlement of White Orchid destroyed? Your Boa clan. We know that.
So, you said that. At that moment, they both look at each other, and something passes in between them. Anybody who wants to may roll an insight check now.
Rolling.
Give me the results.
16.
9.
9.
13 plus 7. That's 20.
Okay.
That's a 16 for me, and it's already pushing my luck.
Okay. For the 16s and 20s, when you mention you are both boas, in reference to them belonging to that consortium country, republic, maybe, of clans in the lower southern parts of this world, which call themselves Boa after their founding mother, you notice pain go across their faces. You notice great pain. And Dancer, the man with the clouds around him, says, it's not exactly orders. We were going to do what we need to do. There is someone we need to meet. You will not stop us from that.
Okay. I'm really familiar with the situation where you're exiled, when you are thrown apart by your town, your family. I've been there. Is this that kind of situation?
Yes, with a 16, you notice it. These guys may have originally been Boa, but the pain that goes across their faces when you call out who they belong to tells you that they don't feel they belong. They are exiles too, in a way.
I'm pretty sure the way you are doing things right now is not what will make you to see the one you want to see.
Oh, and what would
Believe
you
me,
know?
I know what I'm talking about.
Whatever the fuck you think you're doing, you're not gonna destroy White Orchid Clan. Who do you want to read? Did you see that we just killed you with one fucking spell? So don't make me use it again and start talking.
Yes, that's right. You tell them. The pigeon man has stood up and is now behind you, Amadeus. He puts a hand on your shoulder. In his human form, he is a fat man. His wings are folded up underneath his coat, underneath his linen clothing. You can tell that he is a reborn, but there is just so much more of the pigeon about him. He's puffed out chest. His face is very big, like generous on the meat, small on the eyes. And he says, my name is Corpalomis, and these two rabble.
Okay, I stand up and I point my
Oh my
sword
God,
directly
I
at his
shit.
face and say,
I will shit my axe as well.
"Shut the fuck up, you snobbish piece of shit. I'm not talking to you. Go
tried to-
sit down."
I try to calm
All right.
Suruk and tell him, bro,
He's,
chill. He's not.
so he,
Aren't you on a wall right now?
come again, sorry?
Am I?
You are thrown to a tree.
You were thrown through a tree, but you took some damage. You are back. You're absolutely fine. You dust yourself off. It's like
So he's not like unconscious in a tree. I thought he would be like passed out by now.
nah, it takes something harder than that to take down Sully the mule.
That is my leg.
So listen to me. You were a rain dancer, right?
Well, I would have been. Don't tell them, shut up.
So what are you
Honey.
now?
One moment, they actually get met with each other. Listen, we fucked up. They could have killed us. You saw what they did to the Helots. We might as well listen. The woman takes a couple of angry steps back, clearly not the face of the operation. Then she takes 2 steps forwards and goes, "Can I have my son back? Please."
After you have told everything you have to tell us, you will get your son back. That's period. So now start talking. I'm done listening to bullshit.
She starts to glow red.
Damn,
It's not
the old man became against after reborn.
All right. Listen. What do we need to know? Who sent you? Why? And how many more of you are we to expect?
You want to know? Fine. We sent ourselves. We sent ourselves.
That's bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. When you know
So
what we are and where we
what
come
are you
from.
trying to accomplish with this?
Come again?
What are you trying to accomplish with this?
Favor.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to get back to the Boa clan with this. I know how it is to be an exiled, and I don't know how the people from your clan works with that, but I'm pretty sure everyone that wears scales have the same mind. You're not going to get back with this.
It doesn't matter. We just need to be able to see. Listen, we were supposed to be tools.
To see
We were
what?
supposed to be tools. We were supposed to be tools for our mothers, and we had ideas out of our station.
Okay,
Those don't have
I
childs.
say,
Don't lie to
Murakan,
me.
can I have the snake for a moment?
It
Don't kill it
on
again.
your arm, you
I
can
won't.
tell it really does not want to go onto Zuruk. But it will trust you.
I get close to him and talk to him in Orcish.
Vous parlez français? Excusez-moi, vous parlez l'orquais?
Purement.
Alors, parlez l'orquais?
Just wait. But
All right.
Orcish was
Through Babelfish,
Portuguese.
Universal Translator, you are talking to your friend in half Orcish, which I will later dub as some kind of half French patois. Come on, say what you need to say.
But Orcish was meant to be Portuguese.
I'm sorry, things have changed. It is now
Patois.
l'orquais.
Okay. Think. I'm going to throw the snake to you. But if you motherfucker hint, I'm going to kill you this time for real.
Dire consequences.
Yeah, don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
Okay,
Me too.
so the snake, who you now know
Okay,
is
so with the snake,
who you now know is named Nagisa, gets balled up in the fist, and you catch her. She starts wriggling, but so long as you're not hurting her.
okay. So with her like held in front of me, I walk up to the woman,
Okay.
like to this distance. Give me one name, and you're free to go.
You want one? I'll give you three. The old crones. That's what we came here to do, to curry favor.
The old crones. Who go as?
Who go as... Sorry, I wrote this in one of my things. Ah! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Everybody hold on as the writer goes and finds the things that he wrote. So, the old crones are the heads of the three major Boa clans. Lansfer, Octavia, Chanchak, Old Esmeralda. And for Boa Conda, it's supposed to be Lady Boa, but Ajaljib has been doing the work as regent for a while. I was once from the Chanchak, and sorry, I was Lansfer, and Dancer here is from Chanchak. And we both got kicked out when we were younger. So what were we doing here? Causing problems for our chieftess's enemies. And maybe then I know that we wouldn't be let back, but maybe we could go and see the Summer War. We could go and see the Flower War. You see now that she is making a reference to that one person they want to see, but she is still holding it. Now, you may attempt to either put together the information here with a insight or investigation check, which will be fairly high difficulty. Or at this point of vulnerability, you may try to do a charisma check, any four of you, in order to get her to open up a bit more.
I will try to do a charisma check. That's 19 with 18 in the dice.
Okay, that's a good check, but what do you say to her?
Yeah, the thing is, I want to see first if we're going to get the dice. So this flower thing is just as important or more important than the life of your daughter that you are throwing her away. Is this really what you want to do?
So she looks you in the eyes
Go.
and says, "How fucking dare you?" and attacks.
Okay, now we're going to kill everyone.
Okay. Whoa. Wait.
So an attack
She makes
is
her
an
roll?
attack is about to happen. I will let everybody take a reaction or an action.
Time
I
for
already have a
Kamikaze
spell.
Dwarf.
I already have a spell going on, which is create or destroy water.
Okay. What are you going to do with that?
Oh, I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna let my create water go and and use shape of water and create a bubble of water around the snake's head. And tell her you got about 2 minutes until she dies. Stand down.
Okay, do me a Arcana 15 check, because this is very complex application of magic in a short span of time.
I have a natural 20 base.
Oh my god. In a second, the Chris Naga dagger snakes out, and before it hits, you see how the water in the air around you compresses. There's a moment in which you're all in a cloud, and all of a sudden, the snake is wearing a bubble. Oh no, the snake is inside of a bubble, and it is wriggling madly. It cannot find oxygen. You move the bubble with the snake and the water in the path of the attack, and the woman stops. It says,
Get to the floor. Get to the floor now, or I'm not dropping it. Stand fucking down. And give me a name right now, or she dies.
I will tell you.
If she's running out of time, names now.
She makes the choice to not say it. You see it in her eyes.
I keep holding the bubble of water with her daughter far away from her. She's gonna die.
The other
What you gonna
person,
do?
Stop.
Cloud Dancer, says, "We don't know the name of our child. We don't know. Is that what you want us to hear? We don't know what name they
I
give."
want to know what you're looking.
Amadeus, stop. Please.
So as you open up the
Drop
water,
the snake in Murakin's hand.
as you open up the water,
Drop the snake in Murakin's hand.
you drop it. Okay. It flops around on the ground for a moment. Dancer says, "We don't know the name of our child, if that's what you want to hear. You should have told them." This, he says to her. "The reason we got kicked out of the clans is because we got pregnant. They took the kid out of her and then rebirthed us before we hit our 18th birthday. Now, I don't care about going back to the boa, but I do know that a man, a glorious, resplendent young boy, but a man, has been fighting as the Chancha champion. We need to meet him. We don't know how it happened, but we need to meet him before he dies as a pawn. And if you want to know, I mean, we didn't care about it, but I think you need to grab that pigeon man who is... The pigeon man is gone.
The jungle will find him, or we will. Don't worry about it.
Half-orc.
I have a question.
Zurok.
Did the pigeon thank us
Sorry?
for saving him?
No, not at all.
I mean, we saved
Not at
him.
all. In fact,
No,
it
okay.
seems that he snuck away during a moment in the conversation. So, the answer says, Half-orc, Zurok.
Zurok.
It seems we want to avoid this happening again, so I have one question for you. Are we going to die again? Because if that's the case,
No.
I will take my wife and our... He takes the snake
I
into
gave
his
you my
arm
word.
and Nagisa into the pyramid, and we will have memories of this. Now, what you need to know is that that
Going to
man
the
who's just
pyramid.
escaped us is a monster with money.
That much I gathered.
So,
Finding him won't be a problem.
so just so you understand, destroying White Orchid's settlement before it even happened would have furthered my master's political aims. But we were killing two birds with one bite, if you know what I'm saying. That pigeon, who you just let go, was also an enemy of my master.
Oh no, I'm not letting him go. I'm letting you go. Him, I'll find eventually. Don't worry.
Well,
I know this place. He doesn't.
unfortunately, it's more like I'm letting you go. And you know that spell you used against him, Create, Destroy, Water? No, he's just learned it. And he is going to cast it exactly dead center on where everybody is. That is a fairly large, hang on, I think it's like a 5-foot cube, fight cube. So he's going to launch that at an increased level, right where everybody is. Everybody is wet, as if somebody had casted water ball in the middle of everything. And the boas are going to try to escape in the confusion. So that is going to be stealth checks from them. And as the water falls to ground and the localized ocean disappears, you guys have a choice. Will you follow the tracks of the two warriors disappearing into the jungle, though you think you know where they're going to go? Or are you going to go after Palomis?
I'm going to find
go
the
for the
fucking
pigeon.
pigeon.
You're going to find a fucking pigeon. All right. What are you going to do, Zork? This is a place where the party can get split. I don't recommend it, but it could happen.
Okay.
I look at Zuruk and say, you know what? Whatever you want to do, I'm down.
Let's find a pigeon. There won't be a problem for long.
Let's see. Just want to play some
They're not
music
here
here in the
for us.
background.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and use survival to track them, to track the pigeon.
Well, first off, you're going to have to roll a perception check of some kind. The guy had wings. It's going to be a little difficult. If you do a perception check, difficulty 15, you can roll that survival without disadvantage. If you fail that check, you will have to roll the survival with disadvantage.
Natural 20 for perception.
Damn.
So you look up into the canopy and you see broken branches in the exact shape of a fat man with pigeon wings. You know exactly where he went. It's kind of impressive that he decided to fly. Like, if people had wings, flying would be cardio, and we would fucking hate it. So this guy hates cardio, and he's doing it to get away from you. But you know where he's going. Finding him is going to be a DC 10 survival check with advantage, because going in the right direction, you now hear the noises that he's making as he tries to go through the jungle. No matter
He's
that
like
he's a local.
super fat bird.
Come again?
When he is a pigeon, he's also fat.
Well, that's the thing. He can fly as a person with wings. That's his human form. He can also turn into a pigeon, which would make him very fat. But it would also make him very vulnerable in the jungle. For the rules for transmogrification apply. If you are a elven jaguar warrior, say, and you turn back into your jaguar form, you will have like 14 HP. Careful.
Okay, so I got a 14 on the survival check.
Bro, you find him. Not only do you find
Okay,
him,
so
you find him in a small clearing, having collapsed from trying to fly with his wings because he doesn't do cardio. He is surrounded by a pack of jungle chickens, small velociraptors, going and trying to get at him. So this is one of those chicken cannibalism scenarios from hell.
Should we let them have her fun with him a little bit?
It is very funny. He is currently going, God, no, we both have wings. What are you doing? Why are you doing like this to me? I used to eat you at home. No.
How many pieces of a pigeon we need to do what we need to do?
technically just one, but let's not get gory. It's still early.
After all, yeah, it's not even 12. You guys are moving fast for cycle 2. Not bad. So what are you going to do here? He is currently taking damage. There are 4 jungle chickens. God knows how many others. If you want to kill them, maybe an attack roll would suffice.
Sully, do you still have the frog?
Which frog?
The exploding barking
new
frog you
frog.
got last episode.
The exploding barking frog.
Oh, I do.
Bring it out. Get it to rev it a couple times. That should scare everything in a long mile radius.
Well,
Okay, I can do that.
so you pull the frog out of your
we
bag.
can see frog.
It is chilly, but it wakes up in the warmth of your hands, and it looks at you with its wonky eyes and all of its warts, and it goes, "Rabbit." You can tell it is not amused, but it's also not angry. All of you look as the dwarf pulls out a fucking nuke that croaks out of his holding bag. This is a very tense moment. This thing does a lot of d10s of damage. Okay?
Whoa.
The chickens stop.
Wait.
The pigeon man stops and goes, "Are you insane? Are you insane? Oh my god, these people are insane. These people are crazy. These people are insane. What's happening to me?" You have the frog out.
You didn't see what he did?
No.
You still have to ask that?
Oh god, oh god, oh
Let's
god.
tie the frog to one of his wings. That will be hilarious. Get the fuck up here.
So, how are you using the frog? Are you going to be doing an intimidate check? Is this an animal handling? Because
Yeah, just intimidate you.
just an intimidate check.
You're intimidating the frog. No, don't intimidate the frog.
No. The birds and the
I'm
pigeons.
gonna let you know. You have to roll an animal handling check to keep your frog body happy. That is going to be difficulty 10. And if you do that, you will have advantage on an intimidation check, which you can do as a group.
I have animal handling +4, so I can do that. 3 plus
I like
4.
this party. Everyone have animal handling.
I don't.
Well, you're a gangster.
That is not a fail by 5. But I'm going to ask you to do the second roll before we resolve this situation. Please roll intimidation. That is a strength, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it charisma?
Charisma.
Okay.
Ahí no tengo -1.
Nice.
Okay, so the DC on this check is a 12. You want to fail it. You want to fail it.
Okay. 1. -1. O sea, 0.
Okay. So, here's what happens. You thrust the frog at the pigeon man. But there's something about a beardless dwarf covered in human gore thrusting a a cockeyed frog at you that just, and against himself, he starts laughing. The jungle chickens start laughing. The frog, who is being squeezed a little too hard, sees that people are laughing and not attacking, and does not explode for 20 d10 poison damage to everybody around you. The jungle chickens scamper off. Your jungle chickens scamper off. Palomis is on the ground, white as soot. He is laughing because he doesn't know how else to deal with the situation. Like, bear in mind, you're not just holding a live grenade, you're holding a live nuke. And being like, hey buddy, hey buddy, hey girly. And he says, I'll come with you. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. I swear to Christ. I swear to Christ on my pigeon mama. I swear to Christ. I swear to the Empress, I will be completely truthful if you just put the fucking thing away. Put it away.
Just shut the fuck up.
Put it away. Put it away. Put it.
I don't fucking care to die again. Shut the fuck up.
Man, Sully, what are you going to do with the frog? Are you going to put it away? Because he is now accidentally doing intimidation checks.
Yeah, I put it away.
Okay.
Can I create a mage hand to slap the guy?
Yes, absolutely. You don't even need to make a roll for that. He is prone on the ground.
I do it.
Roll 1d4 slap damage.
All right. So while he's doing that, so for those of you still watching, that frog is pulled as a reference from a creature in Warhammer 40,000,
Known as the Catachan
which is
barking
literally
toad.
a frog, the Catachan barking toad, that literally will explode in kilometers as a radius with poison.
Now that happens with the bigger
Like,
ones.
it is a
This small one
Yeah,
that fits in a
is
bag, it's still big enough to kill everybody in the space of a scene, unless we are discussing, fucking the walls are made out of stone. But current circumstances, open field, that's 100 yards of suddenly poison Hiroshima. You do not want to be there when that happens. Not if you haven't beaten.
especially because the frog explodes if it gets scared.
Yeah, or if it gets too excited, or if it gets too horny, or if the glare from the sun is too bright, or if it's a Tuesday, or if I think it's funny.
Okay. So I look at the frog and I look at the man and I say, well, that worked in ways I didn't expect it would work, but it worked. You come with us. We're going to the town.
Okay. Would you mind knocking me out first? There's too much
Sure.
crazy
No.
bullshit here. So,
So I punch him in the face.
yeah, you punch him in the face.
Who
There's
is
not
going
even a
to
roll. It's
carry
like,
that fucking pigeon?
you, from the moment that your fist connects with his skin, you can tell this is a guy who is a pussy, yes, but has been in bad situations before. He takes that punch in a practiced manner. Like, he resists just enough to be knocked out. And he just goes limp with his tongue
He
out.
knows how to feint.
So,
Well,
Did he,
what do you know?
did he turn?
Okay.
Did he turn
Hey,
back
like,
into a
like-
pigeon?
no, he didn't turn into a pigeon. You guys
Then
are
knock it
carrying a
out.
200-pound man in silk robes.
I'm not carrying shit.
I can do it.
Damn, the mule.
Well, what do you know? A practical... What's the word? Aristocrat.
A practical aristocrat. You get some of those every now and again. Now, you carry him back to the village, and just because... Well, here's the thing. Are we having fun? Are we enjoying ourselves? How are we doing for energy?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
2 hours,
You're fine.
2 hours so
I
far.
will ask to take a moment. I need to go pee and grab some.
Yeah, I personally would enjoy a break. Time to have myself a little cigarette. And then when we come back,
I would like to smoke a cigarette too.
when we come back, we will continue
I'm
this
gonna
adventure.
see
Hang
what I
on,
can
I'm just
grab.
doing this for the recording. When we return, we'll be back with part 2 of first episode of ORO, the Tomb of the Dead Gods. And we'll be back. Let's just go to the starting soon, or rather to the taking a break scene. And off we go. modo estudio, de manera que esto, bueno, no debería estar saliendo el stream, quizás lo está haciendo. We'll see. Basically, sí, pero te lo estoy transmitiendo a ti, no debería estar transmitiéndose al bueno, no importa. For everybody who's listening to us in the background, in the back scenes, just making sure that we're all here together for when we return. I hope you're enjoying this first episode of the ORO live play. We are very much amateurish, but this is what I love. And I promise you that the show will only be better every week. We finally got here. Finally got here.
Introduce yourselves. We're planning to make a community, so please show up. Let us know you're there. Let us know how you like it. If you want.
Much. We're still currently in pause mode. What you're seeing behind me is my wife's moon, my beloved Rani, who is the only waifu that I simp for. Thank God nobody has issues with that, because if you did, we were going to have problems. So,
Hang on.
as our beloved...
On my video sec.
Ooh, just getting some messages over there. So, as my good friend Ghostmaker was saying, ORO is a D&D setting, or rather, it is a role-playing setting. It is a fantasy universe of my own devising and writing. It came to me in a dream. I wish it had been a good one. We have prepared quite a number of original art, stat blocks, rules, and quite frankly, what will end up being a channel full of voice-acted bits, things told in my best imitation of the Dark Souls, rather the Souls broken up, read it in the descriptions style. From Wednesday, I will be making original art with one of our artists, lovely Riamu, on ArtStation, I think. And we also have the help of Gemelemas, Emmanuel Martinez, on the official art. So today's stream, I must admit, does not come up to the quality that I would like to give you all. But I had a big wall to get over. And now it's just a hill. So for everybody that's come here, tuned in, or who watches this afterwards, know that I am doing this for me, but I cannot do it without you. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow. Shit, we'll be hitting affiliates here on Twitch soon, with a little bit of luck. After that, well, we gotta make rent. My ass is broke, so I do need you. But I don't want to do a lot of asking for money. That kind of thing leaves a sour taste. As for you, my friends, how are you enjoying the session so far? I will let you know that was the majority of the material that I had appropriately planned for. But as always, I am willing to continue laying down the tracks on this train. Are we having fun?
Oh, I mean, I like it. Sure as hell.
Yeah. I thought you were talking to them as right now. But yeah, it's been hella fun, man.
Fucking happy to
The
hear.
Dwarf Kamikaze team, that we already have a meme.
I noticed that
for
you
the-
changed
for the
Murakami's
community.
scales to black. I kind of think he looks cooler in black.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
I
mind.
thought, I think about it. I think about it.
He's like this vengeful
the
Godzilla
thing-
kind of dude.
Yeah, yeah. I originally thought about Murakami with silver scales, but black scales I think fits more his character
I think it fits him a lot better. I'm
and
gonna be honest with you guys. We'll see how long Mike takes getting back, but I think we've had a short but sweet session, and I would be happy to leave it at that as well, and promise you something even better for next Sunday as well. I am happy that we played this Sunday and we didn't go 2 weeks without, even if I'm sad that you missed the festival that you guys wanted to go on. I would like to take this moment here
No.
to say a little bit more to the audience about us. We are a group of South American dudes from nondescript country V. And due to
distinctively
chance
legal
happenstance,
country.
yeah. I mean, look, I'm from the moon. That's all I can say. You guys feel free to be as open as you want about yourselves. And I'm not under any impression that the internet isn't eventually going to find me out. Like, it's fine. But you know that this is true. My friends can vouch for this. I actually have up to 8 names in the English sense of the word. And I hide them all behind my wizard name. I am Kronan Moonraven. And the short story is that we are a bunch of nerds from a country in South America who used to be united by a great friend who is now gone. He brought RPGs to our life, and through that gave us tools. At least me, I'm speaking mostly for me. I'll say for me, he brought me a lot of tools and an idea of a person I could be, honestly and without shame. And that I will never be able to pay him back. He would very dearly like to be here. So it is in his remembrance that I do this. I lost my job a while back. You guys already know this, but I'm having to tell the audience. Lost my job a while back. Can't really tell you many details because I signed an NDA, but that's enough of a thing to say. And put all of my eggs into the basket of being this guy. I hope it's enough. So, I love you all very much. And in that blast of unvettered honesty, I think I'll cut it before the video gets too sappy. Gentlemen, those of you who survived this encounter, with the exception of Zorok, who is already at level 5, go up a level.
Nice.
You've had your first fight as a party. It was underwhelming, but also, well, not underwhelming in that I didn't build for you a hard encounter. It could have gone really badly for you guys if the spell got a little bit longer and the Helots attacked you. So there was a timer going on there. But insisting on diplomacy is, it can work. Closing words. Would you tell me something that you liked and something that you disliked? Or something that you enjoyed and something you would like to see more of?
Well, I liked how the interactions went. I like the fact that each of us is sticking to the personality of the character we created, which admittedly in many other RPG games that tends to go out the window. So some consistency is appreciated in that sense. However, I really need, this is a bit of a personal note, I really need a visual reference, like a map for the whole thing with the roots and the valley, because I never got quite
so here's the thing. I meant to prepare a number of maps, and I actually got as far as collating 9 out of like the 14 images I needed into a Zoom document, but forgot about the part into making it. Yes, we are still live. I forgot about the part where I had to queue them up in Zoom pages, and I just ran out of time. I was too ADHD to make proper plans. Sorry. I'll get better for next week. I fixed the technology, this one. and made these
Yeah.
scene collections, figured all this shit out.
I would like to have more comedic bits. It's funny as fuck.
That's fair.
Well,
The
I
thing
think-
is, it's difficult
I
to
think-
hit comedic bits when you're in the middle of. In this story, we are going to deal with some pretty heavy subjects: life and death, parenthood, a life lived, a life wasted, and one thing. Sorry, need to drink some water.
Yeah, but like in anime, there's some comedic relief because
Yes, but
Well,
comedic
for this
relief
session
is
was you.
That was you, man.
Actually-
I gave you the role of wrecking ball comedic relief because if I kind of love the idea that your character's whole thing is, I not only not know when to stop giving in terms of myself and work to others, but the willingness to just take the hit, fuck them up. It's like the mule. It's both funny and badass. I hope you like it.
wait a minute. Have you seen Ultimate Muscle?
Sorry?
De en Fox Kids había un personaje que era como Ben Bong y era un luchador.
Sorry, I accidentally queued out some music with my headphones. That was weird. So, you were saying?
A ver,
Man with big lips? Are you going to make me wear whiteface? Shit, no, we have to edit that part out. Please don't cancel me, no! Wait, what
mira
did
el
I say?
grupo, mira el grupo. Llegaron a ver ese anime.
Oh, yeah. Kid Músculo, marico.
Ajá.
Ah,
Me siento como ese, como
Kid
que el
Músculo, of
background
course.
es serio, pero cuando le toca pelear es como que funny as fuck.
okay.
No.
I liked it.
Never saw
Las
that
escenas
anime.
estaban buenas y los chistes también. No todos los animes me dan risa. A veces el sentido del humor japonés es raro. Pero a veces funciona muy bien. Tengo que admitir.
Está bien.
No, man, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it the fact that there were some circumstances about the bot people that my character could relate to, and we can use that to approach them. So
I'm actually surprised that you like personally caught that was the angle. That they themselves were not part of the clan.
well, because I was too into Murakami today. I was more Murakami today than I was every day. So that felt
I
good.
like-
That felt good.
Here's the thing: both Ghostmaker and Amadeus, like I have played a lot of RPGs before, but down we have less experience, and you get to see a certain pattern of growth happen for everybody as they embody their
Well,
characters more and more.
To be
We're all
fair,
amateurs hoping
San
to.
Phoenix has played a lot too. Just probably not a lot of D&D.
Yeah,
It was more
I
of
used to
World-
play more War of
World of
Darkness.
Darkness games, but he has played a lot.
of
Oh
Final
god,
Fantasy.
I have an itch to play vampire now. Or rather, I
Oh,
want to
me
play
too.
mage. I want to play fucking mage.
I want to play. You know which was awesome? I really, really liked it. Werewolf, dude,
I want to play Werewolf.
beautiful,
Like,
beautiful. Werewolf was beautiful, really.
I'm the only fairy guy here.
Around the concept of the pack was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved
yeah.
it. Really.
Well, for me, it's. I always say if I can play in a World of Darkness game, I don't care what the game series is. I am playing a mage in the Awakening. Like that's whatever character I am has to be there. I just can't get enough of playing the fucking wizard. I love it.
That's
Anywho.
awesome. That's good enough.
Oh, with that, I am going to stop being self-serious for a bit, and I think this is where we're going to stop for today. For everybody that came by, thank you, thank you, thank you. For everybody that will see this afterwards, fucking same thing. And also, like, follow, subscribe. Do the things that give me your money, please. I will make you stuff, and it will be good. Thank you. That is the
Ya tienes
promise.
50, ¿no?
That is the promise. You help me pay my rent, and I make you good stuff. That's it. All right. Fucking good night, bitch. Love you all.
Take care, guys.